When you host on your own server or wherever you want to decide to host, you have so many files, and for us, we have over 54,000 products. I only have 26,000 right now uploaded to Calvin Lee and
George Vina here.
We're here at Toy World Inc. today, filming a podcast and video, trying to talk about e-commerce. George here has been building the e-commerce website for Toy World Inc. He's been putting in the hours. He's been creating a really customized website. Currently, we're facing some struggles because originally I had decided to put the website on Woocommerce with Wordpress,
which I strongly was against.
Which he was strongly against, very strongly against, which I had no idea what I was getting into. But Woocommerce, at the end of the day, very customizable, very, very, very personalized. However, very difficult to use.
Extremely difficult to use.
Ridiculous. I don't even know how. I don't. Half the time I'm trying to update just like a text on my website at like 11 p.m. at night, and I called George. I'm like, hey, I don't know what to do. And then he walks me through the process, and I go ahead and try to upload it, and then I fail somewhere, and have to wait for him to get up the next morning to do it. So, anyways, George, you want to introduce yourself on what your background is and all that?
So, I actually went to school to study for accounting and computer science. Computer science was my first major, so I've always had a love for coding and app design and all that fun stuff. But my parents are both accountants, so I kind of saw an opportunity to go ahead and maybe add something to my mix of knowledge. And they also have their own accounting firm, so it's kind of like it's like good to combine business with a certain skill, because at the end of the day, whether you want to start your own business, whether you're an artist, a photographer, a coder, you need to understand how companies work and
right.
How everything runs, because it comes down to the numbers at the end of the day. You can be as good as you are as a coder, but if you don't know how to run your business, it doesn't matter if you're the best coder or the best photographer in the world. It still comes down to managing your revenues, your expenses,
right.
and making sure that you're operating efficiently. So I thought, studying accounting was going to be a huge benefit. So I kind of understand the business side of running a business, and I also can work with my parents, which is what I do right now. And on the side, I make websites or do photography and hang out with Calvin and stuff.
Occasionally hang out with me.
Yeah, no, I'm always working. He works a lot too.
Yeah,
so.
I start work at like 7:30, and then I get home, and my wife's always like, "Why are you working again?" And I'm like, "Well, I have to finish this website," and yeah, I just start working until 11 p.m. at night, and then go shower and go to sleep. So
this website has been probably the most ambitious project I've ever been on, really, because we could make it simple, which we kind of started off. We got a template, and
right.
we made some adjustments, but the problem with templates that I don't like about them is you can't really fully customize them to your liking. Right. You can't, you want to move the navigation to the left or the right, or
yeah, you can't do that.
You want the headings in the center versus, or maybe that's too general, but there's too many things that we wanted to just do our way. And a resource I use for making websites is called Webflow. So
right.
The beauty of Webflow is it's kind of made for designers and coders alike, because you have the fine tuning of, designing, like if you're using Photoshop, but then you can also get into the code, and, everything is
which
kind
I
of,
have no idea about.
Yeah. So that's the part where I had to come in, because I told them, like, look, if we want to make it custom, this is the program I'm using to make websites. And
right.
I love it because, you really get the fine control of like padding, margin. You can move things wherever you want. You can nest them in divs. And I mean, I know we're going a little too in depth, but
what he's talking about.
That was my favorite part about using Webflow. So I told them, look, it's going to be more of a, obviously a process, and then adapting Webflow, which is a service that they have their own servers and whatnot, but we wanted to adapt it to WordPress for Woocommerce, and that was kind of a big mission. Luckily, there's some software out there that can do it, but of course, with little things here and there that needed some fine tuning, and eventually we got somewhere. Yeah. And then came down to just Woocommerce has a terrible, with our experience, it has a terrible way it integrated with his inventory system.
I think
it was just awful.
The problem with WooCommerce for me was that my domain and my website is hosted on A2 hosting, which was a mistake again, because
I didn't know when he told me that.
When you host on your own server or wherever you want to decide to host, you have so many files, and for us, we have over 54,000 products. I only have 26,000 right now uploaded to WordPress/WooCommerce, but with that amount, I was talking with the support team on A2 Hosting. They were saying that I have 2 million inodes, or inodes. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I have 2 million inodes max, and I've already used up half. And I had just upgraded to their managed virtual private server database plan, or whatever it's called, and that was like an extra $700. And so the problem is, I did that, and I was expecting it to work. I was on the basic turbo hosting plan before.
The more money you give them, the better it works.
Right. I was paying $252 a year before. And it was slow. It wasn't working properly. And I said, okay, well, I mean, the support team should know what they're doing. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger and upgraded. Little did I know that I would hit a barrier and it would not work as well as I wanted it to. But besides that, WordPress and WooCommerce just... Sure, if you want to build a site that offers a lot of like customized little features that you want, and if you have maybe a few hundred or maybe a few thousand products, sure, it'll work. But I have over 26,000 products. And so the problem is the cache for those products and all the images that upload, it just becomes a bunch. Yeah. So it's really, really difficult. So what we decided to do was to use Webflow and use an adapter called Udesly. And that adapter allows us to take the Webflow customized template and adapt it to a WordPress/WooCommerce or Shopify site. So what I've been doing was digging, and I was like, okay, well, WordPress and WooCommerce doesn't work. My inventory management only supports 2 or 3 types of channels, which is Shopify, WooCommerce, and I think Magento. Never heard of Magento. So I said, okay, well, Shopify seems like the way every e-commerce person's going, so why not try it out? So I started a 14-day trial. And within that 14 days, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Shopify makes everything so simple. I never once really had to call him to do anything besides getting the template uploaded and customized into Shopify. So Shopify seems to be the best option for e-commerce sites, at least ones with a lot of products, and for someone that doesn't really know computers or building websites and stuff like that, it's just a very simple layout. But so where I see that Shopify excels in what it does is that it links everything together. Sure, you pay a minimum $30 a month. Sure, you get charged a decent fare for credit card processing, but with the convenience and the comfort of being able to manage everything yourself comes that fee. So it makes sense. So I think Shopify allows for people to do so many different things. And also something that I found out for you guys is the in-store pickup feature I was able to add the in-store pickup feature for Shopify, which was 10 times easier than WooCommerce.
Yeah, WooCommerce was a pain. I didn't even understand it.
At first, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've spent over, I think, $150 or $200 just in plugins and add-ons for WooCommerce because I didn't know how to operate and put things in without paying for them. But Shopify seems like everything's just quick and simple and easy. Oh, add this, and then you can, for example, the in-store pickup, I went into the USPS, and then all I had to do was edit the options and the rates, clicked add,
and it was done.
Free shipping or free charge, and label it in-store pickup, and then saved it, and it was there. And I told one of the customers that was buying the products off that site, I was like, look, just click that, and I'll just deliver it for free. So It makes it just super simple. Makes it super easy. So
yeah, that's why I've always didn't. I know people use WordPress. It's a very powerful program if you know what you're doing, but I feel like it's something that you have to maybe host on your own servers. Maybe that's why the big corporations, well, most of them have a completely custom solution. But
right.
The problem with WordPress is, there's thousands and hundreds of thousands of plugins. Like, you download an app for your phone, you download a plugin for your website. The thing is, there's always compatibility with one another. And the more you download and install, the more you're overwhelming your server, whether it's being hosted with like something like A2 Hosting or GoDaddy. And I think that's what really slows down WordPress. And it's just, I feel like it doesn't feel modern to me. Like I don't, maybe it is at a coding level.
I don't think it looks modern at all.
Yeah, I really don't like their dashboard interface. I mean,
their back end is just so archaic.
And it loads very slow.
Another thing about Shopify, I can adjust and customize my theme on my phone, on this thing,
which is like,
on my phone, and not worry about anything. Yeah, sure, it loads a little slow because you're adjusting the actual template of the website, but it works.
But it's possible.
But on WooCommerce and WordPress, you really can't adjust it on your phone. You have to get on a computer, or I think even an iPad doesn't run it properly. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, with that being said, WordPress and WooCommerce is super archaic.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you guys don't have to take that. I'm not any e-commerce.
These are just our
expert.
Experiences with them. I mean, I'm not a stellar coder either, so I'm sure maybe I'm just not using WordPress correctly. But I've tried it so many times in the past, and I always just leave. I just can't. I don't know. I rather write an entire an entire site by myself and code it than try to use something like WordPress to adapt.
I think I had a personal site. I had for my dealership, which didn't work out. But I think you not coded that. You built the website for me. But did you use WordPress?
No, I used a different platform.
I actually suggested WordPress, and he said, no, we're not doing that. And I was free hands at that point. I was like, do whatever you need, because
I think it was Wix. I used Wix.com.
Yeah, I think you used Wix.
Which that's a great website builder too. But then again, it's customizable, but to their extent of their theme. So you can only do so much within the scope of their theme. So it's not, like why I chose Webflow is you can either build the full site yourself, or you can pick a theme and start from there.
Right.
And you're not limited. You can literally put objects in any corner of the screen you want, and that's why I really, I've grown to love it. I'm sure there's other solutions, but right now, that's my go-to solution for web design.
Yeah, it's super cool. George had actually taken the nav. I don't know what it's called. The 3 little stripes, the little menu drop down.
They're called hamburgers. They call it the hamburger menu. Yeah. It's like the 3 lines stacked together.
Yeah, and
I don't know why it's called a hamburger, but it looks like a hamburger.
It looks like a hamburger. But I had originally saw his website. He built a website for his dad, the accounting firm, and he made it. When you clicked on it, it like dropped down and turned into an X, and I thought that was super cool. That blew my mind.
That was another reason why I love it. So I never learned how to do They're called CSS animations or JavaScript animations, and I've never learned how to do that. Luckily, with Webflow, they already have a lot of pre-built animations, and then by using their pre-built animations, I can actually look at the code and now understand. Oh, so this is exactly what it's doing. So at the same time of doing it, like if you're making something in Photoshop, you can also see, okay, this is how it was actually created. So once again, that's why I love that software. It works for me. It works for my workflow.
Yeah.
But I've never known animations, and now that I've learned how to use them on their site and how they work, it's so much fun. Yeah. Animations on websites kind of just give it life. So another reason why if you use a web builder that doesn't have animations or pre-built animations, you can't really add them because not all of them let you, customize them to that extent.
Yeah. We're not pushing Webflow on
no, this is not.
This is not sponsored.
Just saying our experience.
We're not getting paid. Trust me, I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah, we wish, but no.
Yeah, but Webflow definitely I chose a basic template, and he turned that.
And then we just kind of adapted it from there for what he wanted on his site.
Right.
Which is what was the point? The whole point of me delivering a product to a customer is you want them to like what you're delivering.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, it has to be usable so that, once the project's done, there's always ongoing little support, but he needs to be able to manage it for himself. So, You know,
Yeah.
that's why something like WordPress, Shopify, those sites let you have, they call them CMS. It's like a content manager, and that allows your client to go in there, make changes, make adjustments, and that's the key to the website. You don't want to make a complicated custom website, give it to your customer. If they need to update a word from the to to, I have to recode. No, that's it's not. It's not realistic to do.
In essence, it's not realistic at all, because for any small business, small company, family-owned company, you can't necessarily hire a coder full-time just to manage your tech site, your website. And so what it is like with Shopify and Webflow, I have access to that. Literally, I have to go in, click on whatever I need to change, edit it, save it, and then literally the export process is super simple. He wrote out all the steps for me, which was maybe 15 steps, but they're all like...
Sounds like a lot, but it's not too
this, put this here. That's like 3 steps already. So it's really simple. But going on from us building this site and you building this site for me, I think e-commerce has taken this next level of society. I think e-commerce has become such a giant elephant in the room that a lot of stores up until recently, and I mean like within the last 3 to 5 years, they've finally decided to hop on that bandwagon and clear the elephant in the room, because Amazon's been taking away market share from everyone.
For years now.
Don't talk about big companies, talk about small companies too. Like for us, we sell party
local
supplies
businesses.
and toys. It's tough.
They're getting eaten alive by the by the king. Amazon.
Our margin's small, so having a store, we're still able to function because you put that same item on Amazon, you gotta account for the fees, you gotta account for the percentages that they take, so then you have to mark it up by this amount. So then it makes no sense. It makes no sense to sell these products on Amazon.
You would have to sell them more expensive on their side.
Exactly. And
then you're competing with a million other people on Amazon.
You're competing with products. Party City at that point, because then why don't you just purchase from Party City? So it's crazy how e-commerce has grown and gotten to the point where it is nowadays. And so I think on top of that, mobile sales with e-commerce has become just a huge building of just being able to sell, because with Instagram, Facebook, you have all these apps on your phone. You have all like 4 or 5 different apps on your phone. You got so many things, and all you have to do now is go on the app, see a product that is tagged, click on the product, and then it brings you to the checkout page or the add to cart page. And then all you have to do is add to cart and check out immediately. Yeah. And with Apple Pay and Google Pay, it's as simple as putting your finger ID or your face ID, and there you go. You have it.
So you purchase your product. No, it's crazy. It's incredible.
It's insane.
And now that I don't know if Instagram already implemented it, but I know Facebook's had a marketplace for some time. I know it's starting to grow. It's almost like a Craigslist, but on Facebook.
Right.
But now Instagram, from what I've been reading, I don't know if they've implemented it. So say you're a creator or a business, instead of tagging ads and photos, like when you're scrolling, you see ad for a product, click here now to buy it. Now they'll have actual, say a creator wearing an outfit, you will tap on the photo like you would to see people that are tagged, and you can actually see the products that are tagged with their price, and you can immediately buy it from within Instagram. That's something that I think they're trying to push, which is incredible. I mean,
it's crazy
because now you're already shifting the whole way that advertising used to work, which is from newspapers to TVs to flyers. Mm-hmm. Now you're putting it on the millennials that we follow, all these content creators and influencers, and everybody kind of wants they want to be like them, they want to wear what they have and have the things they have. So now you have content creators with a new medium of selling products and advertising and collabing with these big firms. Mm-hmm. And now there's an even closer to direct to consumer model, and and people they trust influencers, like, oh, okay, if he's using an Apple or he's wearing polo, I want to wear polo.
Yeah, this guy's wearing Off-White. Cool. Let me get the Off-White. Oh, wait, it's limited?
It's like the way, it's the way we think. It's like, oh my God, yeah, like I like him, I like his style, I trust his opinion.
Right.
So now, there's like a huge push for this, they call it influencer marketing.
Right.
And these companies are, now when Instagram implements this and God knows what other things are going to come out, it's like e-commerce, the mobile phone, the influencer, it's like it's like a paradigm shift of the way things were done before versus now. So.
Yeah, my wife was actually telling me about something similar. I don't think it's Pinterest. It's another site. It's like Pinterest, but it's
Is it Etsy?
No. Oh. It's like Pinterest where you get to tag or pin whatever you like, but within that pin has all the products already tagged. Oh. And so all you have to do is just click on them and you can find where they are, find the cheapest price, and be able to purchase them. Again, I don't remember the site, but that's...
Is it Kit? No, it's not Kit.com.
I don't know. I'd have to ask her. I'll get back to you guys on that. But it's crazy. It's crazy how commerce has turned from... Essentially, let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back to before buildings. Essentially, flea markets, right? Tents, boxes, tables, sell things. And then you got... stores, actual stores, like with brick-and-mortar stores, essentially, and then you can sell out of those. And now, essentially, if you have products that don't take up too much space, you can operate from within your home.
Yeah.
And have less overhead, because then you don't pay for insurance, you don't pay for the building, you don't pay for the electricity, well, besides all your personal use and whatever else it might be, but you don't pay for those extra on top of your house and your building. So I think it's crazy where e-commerce is going.
I think anybody can sell anything online. Whether you want to make a book about something or a video, or you want to make products and sell them. I mean, these shops, these websites and like Shopify, whatever, they make it accessible for anybody to start a store and start selling whatever they're making.
Right, which I'd like to say both of us are big fans of Gary Vee. And
definitely.
And I think
him more so.
I think I'm above a fan.
I think he leaves his videos on YouTube just on replay all day long.
I think
he might have a custom stream that streams all his Instagram videos.
I might have an RSS feed that just converts all his stuff into text and just I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Gary Vee is a great. I don't know if I'd call him an influencer, but I'd like to. He is definitely an entrepreneur, and I love everything he does.
He's like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he operates at a next level, and I think he's amazing at what he does. Yeah. And something that I always follow is that he always does this garage sailing, and he used to do lemonade stands and when he was younger and stuff. And so the cool thing is, people always complain about money. We're gonna go off on a tangent a little bit. People always complain about money, but then all you have to do, which I went to my first garage sale last week, by the way. All you have to do is go to a garage sale, which there are plenty all the time. Plenty. I mean
just
a lot.
Google them on your, check
literally
garage sales and then put the name of your county or your city.
A website called Yard Sale Search or something, yardsalesearch.com or something. It's amazing. I pulled up 20 garage sales last week, and my wife and I were driving home. I didn't even think about garage sales at this point. We were driving home, and we saw signs, and she was like, well, I mean, it's 2 minutes from the house. Why not just stop by? And I was like, sure, cool. I mean, we just got off work. We'll go to it. And then next thing you know, we get off, and this family is selling their parents' house and selling the things inside because they had to move her to a smaller apartment. And what's crazy, we found a Louis Vuitton, real. It's real. I guarantee you it's real. It was a little cufflink pouch. It's leather, green. It was really nice. We got it for $1. For $1.
That's crazy.
You can sell that same pouch without the cufflinks online for, I think, $15. Sure, minus all your fees.
Yeah.
And you make them pay for shipping. You'll make $10, something like that. $10, $12.
It's $10 you didn't have. That's how I see it.
And so if you keep doing that, which we picked up plenty of other things. I picked up a bar cart for $15. My wife and I were looking for a bar cart for the longest time. It's a little cart It's a little cart that it's literally a cart. That's and it's funny. Like a wooden cart, and it just, you put all your alcohols, your liquors, and all that. Of course. And it's really cool.
That's what I thought he said, bar cart.
Yeah, my wife and I were looking for one for the longest time, and I'm sure some of you guys know how expensive bar carts can be. The minimum priced bar cart that we found, the lowest priced one, was maybe $100 some.
Jeez.
150 or something like that.
I guess it's important to have your alcohol in a cart.
I mean, but so
that's funny.
With that being said, $15. Wow. If I was desperate for money, all I'd have to do, this is tying back into e-commerce. All I'd have to do is go on Let Go. What are the other ones?
Poshmark. Oh no, that's for clothing.
Yeah, that's
Let Go and Mercari. I think another one.
I have it on my phone. Give me a second.
Yeah, I know Poshmark. Well, that's clothing, but Mercari.
Let Go and OfferUp.
Or Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, or Facebook Marketplace, or Craigslist, or there's a bunch of options. All you have to do is mark that same thing 50% up, 100% up, and it's still cheap. A bar cart at 100% markup is at $15 is what, $30?
And you're still, like you said, you're still way under what you would go to a retail store and pay.
Right.
Anybody would pay for it if they really want
it. It's crazy to me that e-commerce in all these aspects, like Let Go and OfferUp, even though it's not really like, it's not necessarily a marketplace in, I have a company and I have to sell these X amount of products. It's literally, hey, I found this at a garage sale. I can sell this. And what Gary always pushes is that you can make roughly like a couple $1,000s a month if you put enough work in and do enough garage sales. And then what are you complaining about money for? Because an extra couple $1,000s, I mean, that's a lot to everyone.
Of course.
That supports you enough, and all you had to do is drive, get to the place, negotiate a little bit, pick up the items, take some good pictures, put it on an app, and sell it.
And you don't need a camera, you just need your phone. I mean, phones are incredible.
Phones are great now.
You don't need professional product photos.
Yeah. I mean, this the iPhone 10 Max, like the quality is practically the same as a professional camera that we have.
For what you need it for, people aren't looking for a detail like zoomed in macro shot of a, no, we just need to post it and describe it.
Right, exactly.
That's all the effort you have to put into after you've purchased it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The internet has just opened up this range of possibilities for, you may see a lot of the scummy, I know how to make $1,000 extra a day on the internet if you watch. No, like that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like actually putting in work. Don't find some get rich quick guy because it doesn't work. None of them
that
work.
Never works.
I've watched some of them. They're all gimmicks. I mean, if you have the right mentality, you'll see that whatever they just sold you is a scam, and you just But look at them. They just made you pay for something, and now they're getting money off their e-commerce stuff.
Sorry, our phone rang. Both of our phones rang at the exact same time.
We'll just cut it. It's fine.
Really coincidental. No, I think we should just keep it in. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
Well, I mean, we'll obviously cut when we're leaving, but
it was funny.
We'll even keep this too. So we were talking about garage selling and all that, and how e-commerce is working with these marketplace things and stuff like that. And and again, it blows my mind how easy it is. How easy it is. Okay, that's the wrong word. How simple it is to sell things online. Yeah. Easy is the wrong word, because it's not easy per se. Yeah. It's super simple though.
Still have to sell the stuff. Yeah. But it's easy to set up something to go about doing it.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It's a lot of venues that you can use.
Yeah, definitely. And so I wanted to get into the next point of with e-commerce comes instant gratification, which also comes with the in-store pickup and local delivery functions on a website. And it's crazy how back then you had Amazon. Like, I don't know, let's go back 10 years. Amazon was around, 2009. Amazon was around, it would ship, it would take a few days, but it would get there. And then you started having Amazon do lockers around the city. and you would be able to go pick up your products at the locker. You don't have to wait for someone to sign your package. You don't have to wait, nothing.
It's just nice.
All you have to have is just a code. Go to the lockers, type in the code, the locker pops open, get the item, that's it. And it's crazy how these major companies didn't start catching on to these in-store pickup, instant gratification features until recently.
Yeah, that's true.
And I use that pretty often now. I use Best Buy in-store pickup. I use, I think, Target sometimes. And it's really simple. It's simple how you just have to go, check out. You don't have to even wait for more than an hour or 2 hours for them to pick your order, and that's it.
Yeah. Usually it's like 2 hours and it's ready.
Yeah,
for the most part.
All you have to do is drive to the store. Don't even have to spend time looking for it. Walk in, form the line if there is a line.
Which there never is.
Which usually never. Grab the item and go.
Yeah.
And that's it. And going on with that, it makes it even harder for a company to sell things to a person in store now.
Yeah, because they're not even staying in store anymore.
Right.
Now they need to find other ways to keep you, like in the past, the stores were designed a way to kind of push one product, because of the science behind the way they are, or the lighting, whatever. I know there's a lot of market research.
Yes.
But now you have people that, just order it and go pick it up, like Instacart. You go to the grocery store now, and it's ready for you.
You don't even go to the grocery store now.
You don't have to.
Now
it comes to your house.
Amazon,
or you go
with
get
Whole Foods.
You go pick it up.
Yeah, and then even Instacart also does delivery to your house.
Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't used it yet, but I've been wanting to use it.
Yeah,
so, just to see.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's the same as anything else.
I don't know how.
Be interesting.
I don't know how marketing in stores will work from now on.
Yeah, they're gonna have to shift.
I feel like it's become so digital, because when you walk into a store, right, a brick and mortar store that's been around for years and is kind of slow to catch up. Like, let's think about Best Buy. I think Best Buy is pretty slow in their internal workings of their store itself. There's not much change besides digital prices.
That's true.
Digital price tags are cool, but
those are nice.
That doesn't bring a customer to buy anything, and it just changes the price.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how e-commerce is affecting these brick and mortar stores, and how they're going to market their in-stores. Yeah. Because I know some stores still survive only because they use the stores as fulfillment centers. Mm-hmm. So essentially, I don't remember which one it was, but we went into one the other day, my wife and I. I think it was, I don't remember which one it is. But I know that their in-store does not do well at all, but I know that their online does great.
Huh, that's funny.
So I'm wondering how they're going to keep these fulfillment centers / stores alive with the decline in in-store purchases. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I mean, for me, I'm operating Toy World. It's in store. I recently got onto the online section. We had a website before. Wasn't that great, but now I'm really getting back onto the online. But I had put a lot of money into developing the store. I finally got gondola shelvings, which is like the grocery store shelvings. Finally, I approved it with my mom, which is the CEO. I finally approved it. Got, I don't know, a good 4, 5, 6 aisles with that shelving. Trust me, it took a lot. It took a lot to do that. And we finally got LED strip tubes.
Oh, nice.
And
for lighting.
Still in process. There's still a few going up, but I've noticed an increase in sales because of organizational and because of lighting. Because before the light tubes, this old school fluorescent light tubes would burn out. They last a year, and then they burn out, and then you have to make sure that the ballast is where a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But so with that being said, I'm thinking of how e-commerce is affecting all these brick and mortar stores.
Big time, especially like the small mom and pops.
Right.
The Targets of the world. They can still operate. 'Cause
yeah, I mean they
have a huge influence online, and their
right.
stores they have operating to do it.
And they have a brand. They can build. They can build a brand, and they sell street clothing, and they only sell it at their stores. Cool. You have to go to them to buy it. All right. But what about those small little companies? What about the small little mom and pop store down the street? What about that local pharmacy that doesn't sell online or have the marketing budget?
They're basically all gone, at least here in Miami. They don't, you only have CVS or Walgreens.
Yeah, I think there's one. It's called South Miami Pharmacy or something like that.
Oh yeah, that one is.
But
that one's new.
But that one's fairly new.
But all the old ones that had been there for for ages, they're all gone.
That's true. But so I don't know, man. The e-commerce is just becoming such. Like I said before, it's becoming such a monster.
Yeah.
That regardless of if you want to or not, you have to have a website now.
Nowadays, if you want to sell your products, you got to be online.
There's no way around it. You have to be online. In-store pickup, local delivery, and fast shipping speed. Which brings me to the next topic on e-commerce shipping speed.
Oh god, yeah.
Amazon rolled out, I'm sure you know, Amazon rolled out 1-day shipping speeds.
Which I love because I use it.
Which is, I love too, but which is ridiculous. It's
incredible. I can imagine the overhead they go through. But once again, they're a monster, and they're a public company, so they have all this capital to power it all. And
they make most of their money off of their servers and database farms.
If you didn't know, Amazon is not really in the business of Amazon.com. Amazon is in the business of what they call the Amazon Cloud Services.
Right.
That is like, I don't know, a third or more of their revenue comes from that. It's insane.
So, I mean...
Which basically means all the websites you use, all the services you use, are probably being powered by their cloud data centers.
Right.
So they're just a bunch of, everything runs on the cloud, the whole cloud thing.
Yeah. I mean...
Amazon basically rules all that, and people probably don't even know that.
They have their own servers. Enough servers to operate Amazon Music, Amazon Video,
and
Amazon Books.
Apple iCloud is on Amazon servers as of today. I mean, they're trying to switch it, but that's kind of funny.
I think it's smart to get onto your own servers, but I think it's difficult because of the amount of capital that you need to put into these infrastructure to.
It's sick money.
Yeah, I mean, look, I used to do
on top of the electrical costs.
Yes, I used to do mining for cryptocurrencies.
Yeah,
and just being able to put together one mining rig was, I think,
lots of fun.
Lots of fun, but $3,000 or $4,000 just to put one together. Yeah. And that has nothing to do with memory storage, nothing. So imagine how much Amazon has to pay, or whatever company wants to get into cloud services has to pay for cloud storage. I don't even want to look at the number.
It's sick.
Yeah, that's crazy. So going back to that, Amazon rolled out 1-day shipping speed. So now I think it was Target or Walmart. I think it was Walmart. Walmart's trying to match it.
Yeah, which they can.
They can. I think if there's two powerhouses that are competing at almost equal levels, I think Amazon's still a little bit above Walmart at this point.
Yeah,
I think
because they were in it first. Yeah, so really, that they've had the
online
lead,
and shipping speed. Yeah, they have everything just ready.
Walmart just had, they had the brand to do it.
Yeah, Walmart had the brand. They're a long-time company. They have the funds to do it, but they weren't the first ones to get in, which always puts you behind a few steps. So I think it's crazy. 1-day shipping.
And pretty soon, because I read recently that they're working on getting drones to start doing deliveries. So as little as 2 hours.
Pretty soon.
Which they have Prime now. You can do a lot of items are on Prime now, which is 2-hour delivery or less, depending, I guess, where you live and the traffic and whatever conditions. But pretty soon, instead of having a person bring it, it'll be a freaking drone dropping packages. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. I know there's a whole privacy concern, but I'm okay with it. If I can get my package faster, and it comes in the drone, why not? I mean, that clears up traffic, that clears up pollution. If you think about it, drones are battery operated. There's a lot of good benefits. of course, there's a lot of other concerns that will get dealt with as they become problems.
And on top of that, it clears up. This is the most important thing I think that Amazon is operating off of: the time value of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm using that word properly, but let's say you get paid $40 an hour. That's a lot. Maybe $10 an hour. And you need to buy baby formula, which you have to get, right? If you have a baby, you need baby formula. You cannot go around it. You can't say, oh, I'll get it later. No, you need that. But if you're working at $10 an hour, you need to work.
In order to.
You need that hour of work. That $10 is paying for the formula. It's paying for the roof over your head. It's paying for whatever it might be. But with this same-day delivery system, with this 1 or 2 day shipping speed,
you don't have to
save
take time out of your day.
You save that $10 an hour. Essentially, you get to repurpose it. And so I think a lot of people operate off that same concept of my time is worth this much. In essence, however you calculate it, whether it's because you get paid this much or this is how much you think your time is worth, that's another conversation. But with the time efficiency in deliveries and saving money, essentially, with same-day delivery, you get to win in every situation.
Yeah. You spend less time, doing things.
Let's
driving to the groceries, driving to the store.
Right. Let's say locally, like we live near each other, we have a decent amount of traffic.
Yeah.
Not LA bad traffic. LA is bad, but we have enough traffic to say that if we were traveling 2-3 miles, we still take
at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 to 15
Doesn't
minutes.
sound like much, but it just feels like a long time.
Right, but that's one way. That's 10 to
Yeah.
15 minutes one way, 10 to 15 minutes back the other way. And that's assuming it's the same traffic conditions.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's 30 minutes already. Without the time being spent in the store, or let's say you're just in-store picking up, that's, let's say, everything included, 45 minutes. That's almost an hour. The efficiency of what you can do in 45 minutes
with your time
is essentially where you're saving on.
Yeah,
because
big time.
I think everyone shares one same thing. You can be of color, you can be male or female, you can be anything. You can be whatever you choose to be, but there's one thing that you can't choose: how much time you have in one day.
That's true. We're all limited by that.
You're always limited by time. You have, let's say, structure it out: 8 hours to sleep, 8 hours to work.
5 hours to sleep.
Right? So that's bad. So 8 times 2, 16. And then you have 24 hours in a day. You have, 8 hours left? So what do you do in that 8 hours?
Netflix.
Well, some people do that. Some people work. 8 hours left. Yeah. 8 hours to do your hobby. 8 hours to do extra work. 8 hours to spend with your family. Yeah. 8 hours to drive somewhere to do something, to get things done, go to the doctor, all these things. That time is so limited. Everyone has a limited 24 hours a day. So it's always about maximizing the efficiency of your time spent awake. Obviously, don't push someone to say, oh, let me get 2 hours of sleep, I'll be fine. That's not healthy. I don't think that's
work in the long run.
I used to do 4 hours of sleep. I used to do 3 to 4 hours. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't good. But with that being said, e-commerce is allowing people to take that same time, which it totally affects me. My wife always gets mad at me for doing this.
Yeah, he's always working.
I do so many things at one time. It's ridiculous. I can go ahead and order my groceries or food. Don't have to wait, in essence, because I can do something else at the same time. And within that time that I've gotten maybe 4 tasks done, my product's here. Right?
Yeah.
And e-commerce has saved the day, because now, let's say I needed, a Band-Aid. I can wait 2 hours for a Band-Aid, whatever it is. In that 2 hours, I can complete my purchase orders online. I can fulfill an order for a customer. I can do whatever I need, and pretty much in that 2 hours finish the task. and get my product after?
Exactly.
Come on.
Saving time.
E-commerce is ridiculous. And I think that same day shipping speed is going to benefit everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
you pay for it. Yes, it's 90 or I don't know how much is Prime now? Like $100.
No, Prime now. If you have Prime, you get Prime.
Right, but
now.
Prime the membership
$120 a year.
$120, sure.
Or like $10 a month. So it doesn't make a difference if you pay it up front or not, which is nice. I know sometimes you get a discount, but
right. And in essence, if you pay $120 a month, you save on the shipping that you need to pay for. If you pay shipping through Target or Best Buy or whatever other company you need, you're paying the shipping all inclusive for your toothpaste all the way to Pamper diapers. It's all the same.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that Amazon has done that. And I think I don't know. I'm scared, but I'm excited. E-commerce and brick-and-mortar stores. I know.
I think it's gonna be funny because there's so like this speculation that Amazon they want to open brick and mortar stores, and I think it's like ironic because they started taking the business away and now they want to bring them back.
Right.
So it comes down to the same. What are they gonna do to bring customers into stores?
Right. Exactly.
Who knows? I mean, knowing them, they'll figure something out.
I think
they know they rule the world.
Yeah,
at this point,
at this
they're
point.
Like kings. It's
I think
scary.
They were the first company to hit $1 billion in market valuation.
Yeah, they did hit. No, Apple hit it and then dropped, and then Amazon sustained
kind
it.
of like sustained.
Yeah, they sustained it.
It's pretty
insane.
crazy.
It's
$1 billion.
No, a trillion, not a billion.
Trillion.
$1 trillion market
Sorry,
cap.
I'm completely wrong. $1 trillion in market cap. That is ridiculous.
Scary.
I don't know how many zeros is in that.
Too many.
Too many. Way too many. Way too many. Because I've seen 100,000, a million. Okay, but a trillion. I don't know. That's crazy. So I don't know, man. I don't know how these companies are going to compete in e-commerce and keep up with it.
Yeah.
Because, in my opinion, Amazon doesn't have too much overhead in the aspect of brick and mortar stores. Meaning, I mean, Amazon mostly owns most of the places that they operate out of.
Yeah, their warehouses.
For the cloud services, that was Google. They own just so many things that they need to operate out of. Yeah. So what's your overhead besides mortgage, electricity, employees?
Yeah. Well, now that's why you're gonna start seeing Prime airplanes and the Prime trucks because UPS and FedEx got smart and they started increasing their fees because hey, you guys are making a killing and we're just still charging the same amount of money.
Right.
And so, Bezos like, okay, if you're going to screw me over, then I'm just going to make my own fleet of trucks and planes.
Right.
And he's a genius. He has the money to do it. So why not do it?
In essence, that I see that on a day-to-day basis because here at Tour World, down the street
is a fulfillment center.
Two lots. Yeah, no. Down the street, literally, two lots over and across is a Amazon truck parking lot. So there's like, I think funny. 60 or 70 Amazon Prime trucks, the gray ones, the gray vans.
Yeah, the gray. Yeah.
And then down the street, maybe half a mile down, is the Amazon Fulfillment Center, which gets ridiculous on Saturdays because apparently that's when everyone orders their stuff.
That's funny.
I have never thought that we would get here to this point of buying online, coming in.
Yeah, it was like unfathomable.
And for me, I didn't really run my mom's company for that long. I've been really actively in it for maybe 3 years. And I wasn't too fond of Amazon at first. I was like, it works. It'll get by. But little did I know that it would take the country by storm the way it has.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
It has.
It's absolutely crazy. And so, again, going back to the topic of brick and mortar stores, e-commerce, like I don't know how Target or Best Buy, I'm going back to the same stores. They're leasing contracts, which I assume each building that Target, if they don't own, lease out maybe 25,000 square feet in space.
Easily.
Assume $5 per square foot in a bad neighborhood. $5 a square foot. That's what? I need to pull out my calculator. 5 and
Yeah.
25,000. So 5 and 25,000 puts you at $125,000 a month.
And it's
roughly.
probably more than that.
And it's probably more than that.
But yeah, you're talking about certain neighborhoods. If you go to
If you go
higher
to
end
a-
district
yeah,
for
mhm.
commercial space, at least here in Miami, you're paying easily between 50 and 60 a square foot.
Right.
So you can imagine they're paying millions of dollars in rent.
Yeah.
And
And you have to
kills
compete
you.
with a publicly traded company that has a market cap of over $1 trillion, which also operates at high speed and same day deliveries.
And typically products are less
Right,
expensive on Amazon.
and
for the
products are
most part.
cheaper, which means these companies that are competing with them have to lower their margins,
In order
which
to-
means
yeah.
they need to push volume.
But they can't lower the rent because rent just keeps going up.
Right,
Usually.
because property is,
It never-
number one,
yeah.
they probably don't own it.
Yeah.
Number two, property is always at large. Like you're always going to want property. You're always going to want some sort of land. You're always going to need land. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to operate. I don't know what's going to happen, but
They're just going to take over the world at some point.
I really
I'm
do
pretty sure
think,
that's Bezos' ultimate goal. Unless he's just trying to get off this planet with his spaceship and go to Mars or the moon. Yeah, that
Right.
works too.
Which,
And he'll
by
just
the
conquer
way,
the moon.
yeah, which random fact, by the way, Bezos actually went to our high school.
Yeah, he did. Not
Went
that he's
to-
ever donated money, as far as we know.
Yeah, but
Maybe he has now. Maybe he's a little more grateful. But in the past, they said that.
right,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to.
But yeah,
hear.
he's from Miami and went
Yeah.
to Palmetto
Jeff
Senior High.
Bezos went to Miami Palmetto Senior High, roamed the same halls that we roamed.
Pretty cool.
I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Maybe there's another billionaire waiting to come out of our school.
Yeah, I hope that's me.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Maybe not, but
One day we'll figure
you can
something
hope,
out.
right? You can hope.
We'll figure something out.
So with that being said, I think we've covered all the topics we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
E-commerce. E-commerce is ridiculous.
Jump
If
on it.
You're not on e-commerce.
Yeah.
You need to get a website. I know this might be unconventional, this might be weird, but I know a lot of you party supplies out there, I know a lot of you companies out there are not online.
And
I've
you
seen
should
it.
be.
I've seen it. You guys are selling wholesale party supplies, you guys are doing all that. Great, you have a website that tells people what you have in store,
But
you're
can't buy on
not
your
selling
site.
online. You need to start selling online.
Yep.
So with that being said, thanks to George for coming on this podcast and video with us.
Yep.
Really
Thank you
appreciate
for having me.
We're gonna do this pretty often, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna try to come with topics
until he leaves me and goes off to work somewhere else. So
Yeah, which will be sadly soon. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll still be here, but busy.
yeah,
So
super
we'll
busy.
find time in between.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, George.
All right, Calvin.
Appreciate it.
Of course.